To our double homicide which occurred yesterday. I'll take questions after this. Obviously there are some questions I will be able to answer, some I will not still at this point, but just wanted to update everybody in reference to our progress. The Columbia Police Department's aggressively investigating the tragic double homicide which occurred yesterday on Skyline Drive. Investigators worked throughout the night processing the crime scene and developing leads in this case. Evidence recovered from the crime scene proves that the death of Christopher and Katrina Gaines to be the result of a brutal stabbing attack on the couple, and that their 27-year-old son, DeMondre Gaines, is responsible for this attack upon these two individuals. At the time of this gruesome homicide, there were two children in the home at the time of the incident, ages 3 and 2. The children were unharmed, and they are being cared for and are safe with their parents at this time. Warrants have been signed for Mr. DeMondre Gaines for the arrest of him for 2 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of aggravated assault resulting in death, and 1 count of theft of motor vehicle. DeMondre Gaines fled the scene of this incident in a 2018 black Nissan Altima. The tag number on that Altima is 8 Bravo 0 6 Papa 6. That vehicle belonged to his mother, thus resulting in the theft motor vehicle charge that has been placed against him. The Columbia Police Department is seeking assistance, would like to talk to anybody who may know the whereabouts of DeMondre Gaines, and ask that anyone who has spoken to him or has seen him, they're encouraged to contact our investigations division and speak with us about that. DeMondre Gaines should be considered armed and dangerous, and members of the public are also encouraged not to individually approach Mr. Gaines if they see him. Contact their local law enforcement authorities and allow them to have interaction with Mr. Gaines. Again, I'll take any questions at this time and obviously answer any of them that I'm able to do so.
Is Mr. Gaines familiar to the department, or have you guys had encounters with him prior?
We don't have any criminal encounters with our department at this time. Any past criminal history with our department at this time.
Do you know, in your findings, since you find out that his parents were stabbed, do you know if you have any lead on motives at all, that what may have led him to do this?
We're investigating that. We're not prepared to discuss motive at this time.
Have you gotten any response from the public, pouring in tips or anything at all that you saw, heard, or saw that find any direction?
We have some leads. However, again, we're asking anybody who has had contact, who has not reached out to us, to please contact us and speak to us on anybody that might know his whereabouts or have had any contact with him prior to and or after this incident.
You said there were 2 kids. Whose children are they?
I'm not going to discuss the relation of the 2 children that were in the home, just that there were 2 children in the home and that they are both safe.
You mentioned that they are back with their parents. Are they related to the family, the parents?
Again, I'm not going to discuss the specific relation of the children, just that they are safe and they were unharmed in the incident, but they were present during the time.
Can you share if there's been any other calls to that home recently over any given period of time, maybe over the past year? Had the department been called there a certain number of times previously?
Again, there is no history that I have from our department in relation to this incident.
Do you know if his parents had called you guys at any point in regards to him, or had any issues with him in the past? If you guys had calls from the parents about him?
I do not have any calls for service or any interaction such as that in reference to our department.
Is there anything you can share about the victims with us and with the City of Columbia? Is there anything else that can be shared regarding the victims besides the tragic loss?
I don't have any other information on the victims, no, sir.
Can you share is there anything you want to share with the community as far as sending, giving out any information to you, or anything you want to tell residents who may know where he is right now?
Sure. Obviously, this is a tragic event. It's a sad event, and the Columbia Police Department investigators are working thoroughly to try to bring this to a peaceful resolution. But we do need the assistance of anybody who has spoken to him or has been in contact with him to help us establish his whereabouts and bring this case to a resolution.
What would you say to Drake?
You know, best method, you know, encourage him to talk to somebody, encourage him to turn himself in, whatever jurisdiction that he may be in, to contact the local authorities and properly turn himself in to answer for these charges.
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask if you've shared the relationship between Mr. Gain and the deceased.
Yes, Mr. Gaines is the son of the deceased.
And what evidence did you find that proves that he did it?
I'm not going to discuss any evidence that we found, just that the evidence led to warrants being obtained, that there was evidence to indicate that he is responsible.
So without a shadow of a doubt, you guys know he is responsible for his parents' death.
We obtained warrants for his arrest for first-degree murder in the death of both of his parents. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any idea if he's in the state or if he left the state?
I'm not going to discuss any leads that we have as to the whereabouts of where he may be. Just to encourage anyone to reach out to us who may know or may have had contact with him.
Thank you, Chief. Catherine, sorry.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Captain.
I will tell you, and I think the chief mentioned it when he came out, but anybody who would like the 911 call, we have that.
Yeah.
Anybody who would like photographs of Mr. and Mrs. Gaines, as well as the photograph that we shared yesterday of DeMondre, if you will leave, and I'll see if we can write it down on the back of this, I guess. But any emails or anything that I can email, I'll send that out all in one package to everybody who